Okay, hello everyone. I wanted to wait till today to do this video so that way I can process my thoughts on the new NYPD commissioner, but I'm titling this video, Let's Give Jessica Tisch a Chance as NYPD commissioner. Because the reason why I am saying that, everyone, let's just be blunt and let's just be honest. This is, I think, a change of pace. There have been a lot of people in the city council, and maybe not everybody agrees with me, but this is certainly, I think, a change of pace. Definitely a coming of the new guard. That Jessica Tisch is going to be the new NYPD commissioner once she is sworn in on Monday. And I am just so glad that this guy right here, he's leaving. Good riddance, Tom Dalton. You know, what has he really done? I mean, he was just there for filling the void. You know, he was just the interim guy. And the fact that he brought classified FBI documents with him to the NYPD is just absurd and ridiculous. You know, why would you do that? Of course you're going to get in trouble for doing something like that. But no, we're never going to forgive this guy, Eddie Caban. You know what he did? He used his position as police commissioner to intimidate nightclub managers to get his brother a job. You think that's okay? So I really want to hope and, give our blessing to our new commissioner. Because certainly this is, again, change of pace, change of the guard. And she's actually had experience with the NYPD before. So I want to give her time. I want to see if things will improve because, we'll see how it goes. I really want to see what she can do because I think she's done a decent job as sanitation commissioner. Certainly a lot better than Kat Garcia. Ugh, don't even get me started on her. And oh, by the way, speaking of Catherine Garcia, she's actually filed yet again an exploratory committee to run for mayor next year. I mean, this lady never learns, Catherine Garcia. But let's not talk about her. Let's talk about our new police commissioner. So let's get into it. And then we're going to talk about some crime going on. I don't want to get into Queen stuff because I think we'll dive into the Queen's issue tomorrow. Because, in this video, we need to talk about what's been going on this week that's been making national headlines. But I also want to focus on the Upper West Side in this video. So tomorrow we'll talk about the crime news in Queens because I figured we'll do it before Thanksgiving because I'll have the patience and the time and the effort to do it tomorrow. But today we focus on this. New York City Sanitation Commissioner Jessica Tisch will now be the new commissioner of the NYPD beginning Monday. Tisch will succeed interim police commissioner Tom Dalton, who took the position back in September following the resignation of Eddie Caban, who stepped down amid a federal corruption investigation involving the matter for using his position to intimidate nightclub managers to get his brother a job. She will not only be the second female top cop in the history, but Mayor Adams' fourth police commissioner, and she will also make history as the first Jewish police commissioner. So the mayor, yesterday in a press conference, said, "To ensure New Yorkers have the best ability to thrive in our city, we need a strong, battle-tested leader who will continue to drive down crime and ensure New Yorkers are safe and feel safe. And I cannot think of a leader more up to the task than Commissioner Jessica Tisch. As one of the most successful managers in our administration, I am confident that Commissioner Tisch will effectively lead the greatest police department in the world and continue to deliver the safety and peace of mind New Yorkers deserve." However, yesterday during the press conference, the mayor nor the new police commissioner did not take any questions from the press. So hopefully it says here that she will be taking questions and answers during her inauguration on Monday. Tisch is part of a wealthy New York family that owned the Lowe's Corporation, previously held several civilian posts in the police department, but was never a uniformed cop. Those posts included Deputy Commissioner of Information Technology under former Mayor Bill de Blasio. So again, she understands the technological needs of the police because, they are trying to encrypt their radio frequencies. So, first things first, you see that guy in the background? See that guy right behind her, that tall guy? That's Jeff Madry. And I'm sorry, but Monday he has to go because there's a lot of corruption actually involving him that will deep dive maybe in the near future if we keep seeing him because Jeff Madry's got to go. That's all I got to say because there's some shady stuff that he's been accused of. So honestly, we've been knowing for a while that Jessica's name has been floated for a while. Now we know that Jessica has been the sanitation commissioner now for 2 years. And we know that trash pickup has been okay. And to be an extent, look, I've complained the past 2 weeks because of holidays that have recently fallen. I mean, there was an election 2 weeks ago. It was Veterans Day last week, so there was some slacking. But yesterday morning when I left to go to work, I will mention that my trash did get picked up while I was sleeping. So I still think we do need overnight trash pickup. At first, I was against it because de Blasio did it like 4 years ago during the worst of COVID. I mean, yeah, it did wake me up in the middle of the night, but then I realized, hey, this is actually good because it keeps the street clean. So I don't know why the sanitation department slacked up the past 2 weeks, but And look, I mean, the black garbage bags, I agree. They've got to go because it makes the street look dirty. The new trash bins, I've been seeing them. My friend showed me them at his house on Tuesday in Bayside. We have the same trash bin for many years here at my house in Fresh Meadows. And, I'm very happy that the mayor has taken this step, try to clean up the dirt and the trash. And again, look, last Wednesday, my street was dirty. All right. And there was a world of difference once they came later in the morning when I was at work last week. So we have to be patient with our sanitation department. And I do think we should, and again, I really think we should give Jessica a chance. And we'll see how it goes. But I welcome this, and I wish Jessica Tisch the best of luck because, honestly, the one thing she needs to focus on, I'm just going to be blunt and say it. What the hell is going on in the Upper West Side lately? This is supposed to be a safe area of the city. Actually, no, let's get to this story first because this is very damning that came out this morning. So the FBI arrested a man charged with planning an attack on the stock exchange. So according to New York One, believe it or not, New York One had this on their front page this morning, and I couldn't find anything about Jessica Tisch. You scroll down. So it says here that a man from Florida was arrested yesterday and charged with a plot to reboot the United States government by planning an explosive at the New York Stock Exchange this week and detonating it with a remote-controlled device. Harun Abdul Malik Yenin, 30, of Coral Springs, Florida, Broward County, was charged with attempt to use an explosive device to damage or destroy a building used in interstate commerce. So they've been keeping an eye on this guy since 2017. And according to New York One, it is reported that Yonner told undercover FBI agents that he was going to detonate the bomb today, November 21st. And that's why this news came out today, not only by New York One, but also multiple sources have confirmed this news today. So look at what Jessica Tisch is going to have to deal with once she becomes commissioner on Monday. Because her job is going to get hectic next week. Because she's going to be responsible for handling the security of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this week. So anyhow, let's get into what's going on with the Upper West Side because it's very damning. And as I said, we'll talk about Queens tomorrow because then the video will get longer than it has to be. But let's start off with what's been going on in the past month. We'll start off with Halloween. Now, what we know on Halloween, back on October 31st, there was shots fired outside of the McDonald's, 220 West 71st Street. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this on a phone or a tablet. Here we go. So this happened 6:30, Halloween night, 220 West 71st Street, right around the corner from McDonald's at 71st Street and Broadway. A 17-year-old was shot on the right leg. A 19-year-old was shot twice in his shoulder and the arm. Okay, so it looks like both the teenagers probably have been released because it's almost been a month since this happened, but we still do not have any arrests. So there you go. Then we had a dispute that erupted with gunshots. So this happened back on November 7th. Yes, okay. So it says here that this was a chaotic turn of events. 42-year-old Eduardo Diaz was arrested at his Queens home in Queens Village on Friday, November 8th, after he attempted to kill his ex-employer of a computer shop near 68th Street and Columbus Avenue. Cops say Diaz was fired from his position and believed to attempted to take revenge on his 47-year-old boss at around 9 a.m. on Thursday, November 7th. Diaz not only returned to the former place of work and shot his victim in the shoulder and the leg, he had also sent a hail of bullets careening through a bus stop for the M7 and the M11 going south, leaving shattered glass covering the street, a slew of shell casings, and a trail of blood in his wake. So there you have it. I mean, it says here that Diaz's former boss was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital. Police said that Diaz fled into the nearby 72nd Street subway tunnel along Central Park West on the BC line. So it says that firefighters had to turn off power to the tracks, delaying train service, but he ultimately escaped justice along Central Park West. So, yep. Let's see how Alvin Bragg's going to handle this. I know it's been weeks since it's happened, but all we know is that once he was taken to Central Booking in Lower Manhattan, he was charged with attempted murder, assault to cause injuries through the risk of death, assault to cause serious injuries with a weapon, and criminal possession of a loaded firearm. No, we're not even done with the Upper West Side because we have 2 more stories we have to cover. Okay. What happened here? I thought I had another story on what happened. There was a daylight shooting. I'm going to find it. Hang on. All right, there we go. I found it. Thank goodness OBS has the pause option. All right, so this is one of the last 2 stories we're going to talk about in the Upper West Side. So here we go. Police on the Upper West Side are working to unravel a murder mystery that saw a man stabbed to death Friday morning. Yes, last Friday, November 15th. Okay, here we go. So according to police sources, it looks like that a man was stabbed to death inside a longtime friend's apartment. According to the NYPD, 46-year-old Alfred Soto was stabbed to death inside the 6th floor of 65 West 96th Street just after 10 a.m. last Friday, November 15th, after a group of men burst into his friend's residence. Sources familiar with the incident told AM New York Metro that a group of men forced their way into the apartment, claiming they arrived to pick up dogs that were in the care of the apartment of the owner. However, once inside, they found the homeowner's 19-year-old daughter inside. Sources say the teen fled and locked herself in the back bedroom and called her mother, who then called Soto, who lived on the 11th floor, for help and ran to the assistance. The young woman then allegedly heard a heated argument that ended in a gunshot being fired. The group fled out of the apartment and down the building staircase, where she discovered Soto face up in the living room with 3 stab wounds to the body. Sadly, EMS rushed Mr. Soto to Mount Sinai Morningside Hospital after attempting to perform CPR at the scene when he was pronounced dead. Sources with immediate knowledge of the ongoing investigation reported that Soto was found with a knife in its pocket. It was not believed to have been used in the altercation. A bullet casing was also found on the couch, although the source could not confirm if anybody was struck by gunfire. The 4 to 5 suspects are believed to have fled inside a U-Haul van and made their getaway through the Central Park Traverse along 96th Street and throwing Soto's cell phone from the vehicle window. Obviously, no arrest, ongoing investigation. So there you go. I mean, just another day in the city of yes. And oh, by the way, turns out the city council is actually voting today for the city of yes. So we may have to do 2 separate videos tomorrow, possibly. I don't know. Or we may do an extra one tonight, given how tired I am, because I have to go to Long Island today. So let's read this last one here. There was, yet again, another violent crime that occurred on the Upper West Side. This actually happened yesterday. Yes. So it looks like we do have a suspect that was arrested, which is good news. Just breaking this morning at 8 a.m. So that's good news at least. So it looks like a tourist was stabbed in the Upper West Side. So this occurred outside of 114 West 86th Street around 10:23 a.m. yesterday morning, within the 20 precinct's confines. The video shows 2 men walking along the sidewalk with a man wearing a gray sweatshirt and black shorts running up to him behind while holding a knife. Oh, look at that. They even brought paper towels in. Police say one of the men, aged 55, was slashed across the face and ear, leaving the wounded men gushing blood. Following the attack, the victim was crawled into a doorway of 114 West 86th Street. So it looks like the good news is, as EMS... okay. So the victim had paper towels. So that explains the picture that we just saw. So as the victim had paper towels trying to slow down the bleeding, EMS rushed him to Mount Sinai Morningside Hospital. It looks like he had went successful surgery and is likely now in stable condition. So that's very good news that this victim is going to be okay, it looks like. But a very scary thing to think that, again, this is the Upper West Side. All these violent crimes are happening. And look at this. I mean, was it unprovoked? Was it a hate crime? I mean, seriously, Jessica has got to get this under control. Because, again, this is the Upper West Side. This is supposed to be a safe area of New York City. All right? Me and my dad used to park the car right near Broadway when we would take a taxi downtown to get over to the Javits Center for the auto show. So, again, very alarming this is happening. Very alarming that this is happening in the Upper West Side. All right, so let's read one more here. Cops cuffed perverted perp for sexually motivating robbery in Midtown last week. Then we're going to go to... let me make sure I have everything organized here. Yes, I have 4 more I'm going to read for this video, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's see what happened in Midtown last week. So here's what we know. Police arrested a suspect yesterday. Wait a minute, timeout. Right, yesterday. No. Okay. So the suspect was arrested Tuesday. All right. Brandon Simosa, a 25-year-old homeless man, was arrested this past Tuesday, including third-degree sexually motivated burglary and third-degree sexually motivated robbery for the November 17th robbery of a woman that occurred in Hell's Kitchen. So it says here that, let's see. So it looks like the suspect doesn't even speak English. Oh boy. Could he possibly be one of the illegals that Biden brought in? That's a good question. So you see why the military's coming in probably when Trump comes back to office in January. So this is probably one of the reasons why. Okay, so it looks like that he was arrested outside of the Row Hotel at 700 8th Avenue just before 6:30 p.m. on November 19th. Sources familiar say that Somoza had 8 prior arrests. Yep, bail reform at work. And it's possibly connected to gang activity. And look at that. This is when they took him down to Central Booking from Midtown South, because Central Booking is in Lower Manhattan. According to law enforcement sources, Somoza allegedly followed the 38-year-old woman into a residential building near West 44th Street and 9th Avenue at around 2 a.m. back on Sunday, November 17th, when he approached her and demanded cash. See, that's the problem. I tell everybody, you don't have to be out at night by yourself. Go home. This is one of those reasons why. Because you know there's people like this who are up to no good. After refusing, Somoza riffled through her purse and snatched her cell phone and several debit cards. Not satisfied with only robbing the woman, the perp then performed a lewd act in front of her, police said, before fleeing on foot to parts unknown. Authorities could not confirm if the victim lived in the building when the crime occurred, located in the Midtown North Precinct. However, she was not injured. So there you go. So it looks like, yeah. A crack pipe and clothing that was stolen from Macy's Herald Square. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Here's a video of this guy. I mean, seriously, he should have not even been in the country in the first place. And this is what Trump talks about, you know? I mean, trust me, when I say this, you're going to see the military in New York City come January or February, whether Eric Adams or Jessica Tisch likes it or not. Alright, so it says here the suspect faces a slew of other charges, including 4th-degree grand larceny, 4 counts, 4th-degree criminal possession of stolen property, 2 counts petite larceny, 5th-degree criminal possession of stolen property, 7th-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. So, oh boy, he may have had some illegal drugs. You never know. But again, this is what I mean. Biden's trying to speed through the process. He's trying to let illegals like this. I mean, seriously, I cannot wait for January 20th to come sooner rather than later, because, you know, we are going to see something historic that has not been seen since Dwight Eisenhower was president, folks. Get him out. They don't belong here. This is what's making our city unsafe right now. And then look at this. There was a stabbing right by Madison Square Garden. When did this happen? Happened yesterday afternoon. Look at that. And I have to be in this area next week. That's just lovely. According to police sources, an unidentified man was walking on 34th Street and 8th Avenue just outside of Penn Station. Yep, right by the Moynihan entrance. This happened at 4:32 p.m. yesterday afternoon. So it says that he got into an argument with another man. The dispute ended with the suspect brutally stabbing the victim 3 times throughout the right forearm, lower back, and right leg. EMS came over, took the victim to Bellevue Hospital for treatment. He is expected to survive. The perp is described as wearing black sweatpants and a black hat and was last fleeing northbound on 8th Avenue. Oh, look at this. Police sealed off the area, but soon had to respond to a woman suffering an overdose inside McDonald's right across the street from the New Yorker Hotel. I mean, you literally cannot make this stuff up. You just can't. EMS was forced to wheel her through the crime scene in order to transport her to a local hospital. Probably was taken to Bellevue as well. I mean, really. Really. You never know. This could possibly have been another illegal. Never know. Never know. Or possibly somebody having an EDP moment or something. Okay. So we have 2 more that we have to talk about. And we will talk about one Queen story because, you know, I'm gonna, well, research everything, and possibly tonight I may have a meeting with my NCO from 107 Sector Adam. So we'll see how that ends up tonight, because we still need an update on the attempted burglary that happened on 184th Street, because we still don't have answers on that right now. So I'm hoping maybe I'll get an answer for you all tomorrow, maybe, but we'll see how it goes on that. Okay, so there was 3 stabbings that occurred in Manhattan back on Monday. This is the suspect, Ramon Rivera. So he is homeless, and I just want to mention that he has been arrested numerous times. So the first victim was, yes, 3 victims. 3 victims. Very disturbing. I don't even want to read this. 3 people dead. I really hope Alvin Bragg's going to throw the book at him. Really hope so. Alright. So he's due back in court tomorrow for a follow-up hearing. Let's see. I think there's more details. Let's see if we can get into the gruesome details. I may read them. Let's see if we can get more details. Alright, here we go. So according to AM New York, the first incident occurred at 8:22 a.m. First stabbing occurred outside at 444 West 19th Street. 36-year-old man collapsed suffering from a single stab wound. Law enforcement said that here we go. Yes, okay. A fisherman, 68 years old, stabbed near 500 East 30th Street, Kips Bay, 10:30 a.m. the same morning. Short time later, a 36-year-old woman was stabbed at the corner of 42nd Street and 1st Avenue, just right outside the United Nations. So again, 3 people dead. 3 people dead. According to NYPD Chief Detective Joe Kenny, a cab driver spotted the knife-wielding suspect and flagged down police officer Robert Garvey, a 19-year NYPD veteran, who apprehended the suspect just near the corner of 46th Street and 1st Avenue right around 11:30 that morning. So again, that explains why the Pix 11 assignment desk told me when I was on the 7 train I wasn't going to be the top story, which makes sense because this was a more serious incident regarding congestion pricing. So, lastly, there was a shooting in Jamaica. Last story that we're going to get into. So it says here that this suspect has had a violent rap sheet for 4 decades. Yes. So it says here that he had a shooting. Let's see. I'm trying to find the details of what happened here. Can't find it at the moment. Trying to see if there's any details. Let me see if I can find it in the Queens section. We might be able to get more details of what exactly happened. See if we can find it. Okay, here we go. So the suspect is dead. That's the picture of that we just saw earlier. Alright, so this is what happened back on Tuesday. 6:30 p.m. Officers from the 103rd Precinct approached the robbery suspect identified as Gary Worthy of 127th Avenue in Queens. So he had been tied to 2 armed stick-ups in the neighborhood moments earlier. So it says here, there were shots fired near Jamaica Avenue and 164th Street. One of the cops, police officer Rich Wong, was shot in the thigh while Worthy was fatally struck in the face. So there you go. I mean, just another day. And I want to mention a lady who was shopping in this area was wounded. But she's going to be okay, it looks like. So, yep. I mean, this is what we're dealing with right now. This is what we are dealing with at the moment. You know, and I really hope Jessica is going to do something here. You know, she has a very big job in front of her, you know. I really want to hope and pray that Jessica will do a good job. I really hope she will. I really hope she will. So if I have any more details in the city of Yes Vote, we'll talk about it tonight. I mean, if not, I'm willing to move the Queen's Crime Report probably to sometime next week, because I think we should post it probably, hopefully before Thanksgiving, because I really don't want to do it. Yeah, we're going to figure that out, I promise. So we'll handle it. Don't worry. All right. Jessica, you have a big job to handle, and you got to clean up this city, because there is a lot that has been going on, and we need your help. All right. So that's it.